there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. So glad that you are here for this pick a card. We're going to be focusing on the question, what does my crush think of me? So we're going to take a look. Before we get going, I just wanted to remind you all to go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss out on a video. And I wanted to give a big special welcome to anybody who's new here. Welcome to the family. All right, friends, so this is what we're going to do. I have 3 decks set out here today and an oracle card deck. Here I have the Arcanum Tarot with Hematite. Here I have the Tarot de la Nuit with the Dalmatian Jasper. And here I have the Everyday Witch Tarot with Lapis. And our oracle deck is over here with the clear quartz to open up the energy, and we'll be using the Echoes of Nature. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. What I'm going to do, I'm going to live shuffle, and then I'll be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in the description, so that way you can fast forward and bump around as needed. All right, with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, what does my crush think of me? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Let us find out, what does your crush think of you? Okay, let's take a look at our oracle card first. Ooh, waiting for someone. Excuse me, waiting for someone. Looks like your crush is definitely in the market, looking for that right person. Ooh, okay, so let's put that here. I'm going to put that right there. We're going to see what our tarot cards say. This card here serves as my energy card. That is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on, and it will affect the rest of our spread. So let's take a look and see what we've got. Oh boy, yeah. Your crush is interested in starting something new. They are definitely interested in starting something new. They are a little hesitant though, and I'll explain why. We have our oracle card, waiting for someone, as we know. So this person is obviously waiting, thinking, you know what, I want to be with somebody, but I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to wait till I find the right person. Why? Because this person's had some heartache before. This person has gotten their heart broken. They have also initiated relationships and then ended up alone. So things have potentially maybe blown up in their face before. And whether or not that's from the person, because of the person that they were looking at, or because of their own doing. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies and we sabotage ourselves before we even realize what we're doing. So maybe your crush is one of those people who accidentally kind of sabotages themselves. this shows me here with the Magician. The Magician talks about starting new things, creating things. It's the manifestation card. If you're into the law of attraction, this is your card. So this person seems pretty, willing to start things up with people, but they've found, he or she has found that it ends up in heartache a lot of time, and they end up alone. And clearly when you're wanting to be with somebody, being alone kind of leaves you feeling heartbroken, right? Now let's go back here. The energy is the Eight of Wands energy. Eight of Wands energy is all about fast movement. It talks about brace for change. I think, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. I think that your crush is one of those people that's addicted to getting into relationships. Haven't you ever known somebody, maybe you yourself are like this, that it's the thrill of the chase, it's the fun part, or that beginning newness, that whole romance period, that honeymoon period, whatever you want to call it. It's the addiction of getting somebody, I can't wait to get them, and I'm all consumed with it. And then once we are established as a relationship, then it's like, meh, I'm not interested anymore, and I'd rather be alone. So I think there are two things going on. You know what? People who jump in, who are just addicted to getting in relationships and jump in full throttle, well, no wonder they have heartbreak all the time, because, that really kind of only happens in movies anyway, or at least not very often, where you can just jump in and immerse yourself, and, it's just not very realistic. So I think that's led to some heartbreak as well. But I also am feeling that it's coming through very strong, that your person is addicted to the thrill of the chase. So it looks like your crush might be thinking about chasing you. You might be the one they're thinking about. Let's pull an outcome card. We want to see a little bit more. So we're going to pull the cut card. This is the middle of the deck. Let's see what we got. Go. Eight of Cups. They walk away. All right, honey, your person is interested in you. Your person is interested in you, but this person appears to be somebody who is addicted to the thrill of the chase, the thrill of getting into relationships. Once that relationship is established, they tend to walk away and look for the next relationship. That's exactly what our Eight of Cups is saying. Like very clearly. So beware. Don't let this become a self-fulfilling prophecy now. Don't walk into it expecting terrible things. But be smart about it now that you have a little insight that this is something to watch out for, right? Before you give your full heart, because especially if they're turning on the charm so hard in the beginning because they're addicted to that beginning stage of the relationship, of course you're going to be tempted to be like falling in full throttle yourself because, feels good, But this is saying, what, eventually and ultimately, this is a walk away situation. So to sum it up, I do think your crush is thinking that you are worthy of their attention, that they think this might be a good thing to pursue. They are waiting for somebody. They were waiting for their next person. And now that they have met you, things are moving, things are changing. That's why our Eight of Wands energy is here to oversee the rest of our spread. The change is here. Now, this is the advice from the tarot. Watching out for, rushing into things too quickly, because that will just fall apart in the end. We're going to pull in our hematite here. Hematite is for protection. So this is talking about protect yourself, protect your heart. Because you know what? Ultimately, time will tell. Maybe this relationship would be something that you could even out and it could, pursue it into another level. But right now, as the energy stands, the tarot is saying protect yourself. This person appears to be addicted to getting into relationships, which often leaves a broken heart. Woo! This one gave me chills. Pile 1, what do you think? Drop a comment. Tell me what you think of your reading. I'm serious. This one gave me chills. Very strong, very clear, and I want to hear how it turns out. So drop me a comment, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. I would love to have you in the family. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let us find out, what does your crush think about you? Okay, we're going to start off by looking at our oracle card. What we got? Listening. Okay, so we've got, of course, pull it in to see what's going on here. But this right here talks about paying attention. Listening, obviously, as the name implies, would mean to be listening to perhaps other people have some advice for you. You know, when we're involved in something emotional or we're invested in something emotional, sometimes we don't see everything as clearly. What I always do is I imagine I'm telling a friend how to handle something instead of like how I think I should handle it. I'd be like, well, what would I say if my friend asked me this? You know, it's very different when we are not involved or immersed into the emotional aspect of it. So, you know, this could mean listening to advice, and it could mean listening to your inner self. You have advice for yourself too. It's just whether or not we choose to listen, right? Most oftentimes, when it's not suiting us, what we don't like to hear what we're hearing, we dismiss it. This is saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Here we have our Three of Wands. What does your crush think about you? Your Three of Wands is thinking that this might, or your Three of Wands, your crush is thinking, because of the Three of Wands we know, your crush is thinking that this might be an opportunity to start a new relationship, that this might be some fun, that this might be something to pursue. I know that they're thinking you might be some fun because we also have our Dalmatian Jasper here, and this is all about having a good time. This is all about having fun. So I see that here. Also, coming up on the heels of that, I see the Three of Cups. I think your person wants to take you out. This is typically a very social card, and it also is cups, so it talks about relationships. Now, this, you know, having fun, if you put that with our Dalmatian, our Dalmatian Jasper, I mean, wow, that really comes into play. The listening aspect of it is telling you, listen to yourself, listen to how things are going. Don't just get all wrapped up into the fun of it, because I'm seeing that this is going to be a lot of fun. I think your person wants to date you and take you out, do social things, very much so. We've got our Two of Wands. This is about thinking about things, kind of trying to decide what to do. I think it starts off as maybe just some fun, like let's have a great time. And then, you know, you both have to kind of listen to what your feelings are telling you and what your thoughts are telling you and your better judgment is telling you. And then where do you go with that kind of thinking? You go right here into Judgment. Now, this is the kind of like the rebirth card. This is where you let go of things that you can't solve and you move on to the better picture. What this says to me is it's going to start off as something more kind of just for fun, but I think it's going to evolve into something where you really have an opportunity to make a decision as to not whether or not this is going to be a relationship type of situation, relationship type of material. Again, I really strongly feel it starts off as some fun, but and go with that. You know what? Go with it. There's nothing wrong with having fun as long as you're safe and nobody's getting hurt, and then have a great time and see where it goes. And the cards are looking like it really does have a potential. But don't be surprised if it kind of kicks off as just being one of those fun things. Do you know what I mean? All right. So let's look. We're going to take a look at the cut card. The cut card gives me a little insight into the outcome. Sometimes it provides me additional information or something new. Let's find out what we've got today. Ready? Go. All right. So we have our Five of Swords. Now, this talks about not rushing in too soon. All right. I can see what's going to happen. Your person wants to date you. Your person is interested in you, and I think it's just to have some fun at first. I do think that changes probably over time, or just because you guys hit it off so well. I think that things are really going to take off after that. I think there's a real potential for an actual relationship. But what our Five of Swords is summing up or saying here as a sum up is, do not rush in too quickly. It's starting off as fun, and you might be like, this is really fun. Do you want to come over and meet my family? I mean, you don't want to push it. I always give a story about my analogy, and it's really quick, so don't worry. It's about a squirrel, and if you had a handful of nuts to give this little squirrel, right? You want to feed the squirrel, and the squirrel's all sniffy and slow, like, what have you got over there? And you're like, oh, look, I've got some nuts. Oh. And then they walk away, right? Well, now that same squirrel, and you've got your nuts in your hand, and you're saying, do you want some nuts, little squirrel? And let me see. Rah, take some, take some, take some nuts. What's going to happen? The squirrel's going to go yoink and run away, right? If you shove everything in their face, well, it's the same thing. You might be feeling like, wow, this is so much fun, and I'm having a great old time. Man, I love you. Blah, blah, let's move in together. Blah, blah, blah. That's going to be a bad thing. That's going to push them the other way. Just like the squirrel, you don't want to shove a whole handful of nuts in their face, right? So this is advice for you. It's going to start off as fun, though. So what does your crush think of you? I think your crush thinks you're going to be a lot of fun, and they're interested in taking you out and socializing with you. Oh, pile 2. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of your reading. I would love to hear some insight. Does this sound like it makes a little sense here? Ooh, let me know. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe. I really would love to have you in the family. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. What does your crush think of you? Let's find out what we've got. All right, we're going to take a look at our oracle card first. Comfort. Oh, wonderful. You know, when I see this oracle card, I always think of that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling. I mean, clearly, there's literally a warm, fuzzy blanket on this little puppy, this little Chihuahua dog. How cute. And that makes me feel warm and fuzzy, doesn't it? Wow. Well, let's find out. See if your crush is thinking warm and fuzzy thoughts about you. All right. This card here, my first card on the left, that serves as my energy card. This is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on, and it will affect the rest of our cards. So our energy so far is Page of Cups energy. Pages are all about kind of new things, just getting started with it. Well, this is a relationship you're wanting to get started. This is a crush, and you're wanting to see, you know, what they're feeling, what they're thinking. Well, that would involve a little bit of pulling back and kind of watching from the distance, right? This is what this page does. This is a new opportunity, a new beginning, but this page watches and waits and decides when the right opening is. This page is not waiting like in an anxious, you know, holding back kind of stage, like, oh, this is terrible. It's a calm kind of, let me just observe and watch. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, oh, I'm super excited. All right. Oh, honey, your crush is really interested in you. Definitely. Your crush is interested in you right now. All right. I'm so excited. Let me just start over. Right now, we're looking at a warm, fuzzy, comfortable feeling. I think when your crush, you know, is seeing you, they're getting that vibe, you know, like that, okay, I'm home kind of thing. That's the vibe they're getting. So that is awesome. Okay, that is awesome. When they see you, when you guys interact, that's what comes out. And at first, they're intrigued, and they don't want to ruin things by rushing in too quickly. So they stand back and they watch what kinds of things you have, like in terms of likes and interests, and what's your personality. Maybe they're observing you as a crush from their end. Oh, did you ever think about that? Do they have a crush on you? Oh, I bet they do. Because this one next is the Knight of Cups. Now, if you watch my videos, you know I call the Knight of Cups the ooh la la card, because this is saying somebody intentions are to sweep you off your feet, to come in. This is the number one romance card. Come in, sweep you off your feet, being charming, loving. Well, they're going to know how to sweep you off your feet because they've been watching, right? We've got Page running into a Knight. That's obviously in order. Page, Knight, Queen, King. So we've got them right in order, following sequentially. So that means they're ready to move. I think this would be happening rather soon. I think they have a crush on you. Woo! All right, next we have the Hierophant, and this is talking about looking for kind of like a spiritual kind of connection. You know, when we're looking for comfort and things like that, if that warm, fuzzy vibe, you know, that comfortable vibe they're getting when they see you, that is obviously going to lead to kind of like a fulfilling kind of that same kind of spiritual connection feeling. Do you know what I mean by that? This is sometimes also a very traditional card. So this would say this is somebody who looks forward to potentially more traditional things like marriage and children and things like that. That's what they have in their mind. Remember, they want comfort. They want to feel nostalgia, warm and fuzzy, like that. Well, comfort. That's the best word to say. Next, we have our Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. This is all about satisfaction in relationships. What? Unbelievable. So satisfaction in relationships. This person, I think this person has a crush on you. I really do. And they have good intentions. Obviously, you guys have to get to know each other, and all that great stuff has to play out for this to be the result. But, if nothing changes from this point on, the tarot is predicting that this would end up leading into some substantial relationship. I even think there might be a bit of an element of, I can see the dating. I can see it with the Nine of Cups. This has an element of hospitality. So it's almost like this person's going to be very much hospitable to you. Are you comfortable? Would you like to go here? What do you prefer? It seems like they're going to be very much of a catering kind of person to make sure that you are happy and all those great things. Oh my goodness, this is good. Let's get an outcome. Let's get an outcome. This is the middle of the deck. So this is my cut card, and this is the energy of the outcome. Let's take a look. Ready? Go. Boom. Ooh, the moon. All right. This is the next phase of your life, honey. You guys need to connect. As soon as you do connect, that comfort is there. I think this person has a crush on you. I really, really do. And this card here pops up of the next, excuse me, from the next phase of your life. Now, it also says, keep your eyes open because you might be experiencing kind of like an emotional pressure, something like that. You might have a friend, a family member who says, wow, this person, for whatever reason, they maybe don't think that this is a good person for you, or they maybe just don't think you should be dating right now, or whatever their reasoning is. They might be making you feel a little bit second guessing and all that. You know what? Advice is wonderful, but you don't have to take it. It's one of those things that's given like a gift. If I handed you a piece of chocolate cake and you wanted that cake, you would take the cake and you would eat it, right? If you didn't want the cake and I hand you a piece of cake, you'd be like, no, thanks. I don't want it, right? Same thing with advice. You don't have to take it all. It's all meant, hopefully, with good intentions. But this looks like you might be feeling a little second guessing. Now, use your best judgment. You might have some real things to think about, so don't doubt yourself by seeing this card. It means use your own opinions to make your decisions as to what to do next, as opposed to using other people's opinions, where you might be second guessing yourself. Does that make sense? Woo! Pile 3, OMG. This person has a crush on you, doo-dah. Yes, they do. Oh my goodness. All right, you have to drop me a comment. What do you think of this? Please let me know. I'm dying to hear from you. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe. I want you to always be in the family and never miss out on a video. All right, friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you.